So many people think getting the best results on LinkedIn is like playing the LinkedIn lottery. The reality is, most people just don't really know what they're doing. And even social media trainers are training people based on what worked 2 or 3 years ago. LinkedIn changes all the time. And because I run a LinkedIn marketing agency and a LinkedIn networking group, it's really easy for me to understand what's working and what's not. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. Because the reality is, by following some simple guidelines, you can actually get the best results for you and your business. So let's dive straight in. So I want to talk about hashtags. Hashtags is probably the first thing and maybe one of the newest thing that LinkedIn are really pushing. LinkedIn have been using hashtags for quite some time, and there's lots of debates about how many hashtags to use and if they actually do anything. In the last couple of months, I have noticed dramatic difference in using different hashtags. And if you use the right hashtags, or if you use some hashtags, it can dramatically change the reach of your post by literally thousands. It can change your post from having 500 views to having 15,000 views. So let's dive in a little bit to hashtags. So hashtags, first of all, there's lots of debate about how many hashtags you should use. Personally, and LinkedIn is different to social media platforms. So just make myself smaller. So ultimately on Instagram, you typically get told to use lots of hashtags. On LinkedIn, most people say it's either 3 or 4. For the last probably 3-4 months, I have been using 4 hashtags. Typically, I would use 2 hashtags from one of the top trending hashtags. And again, something that's quite relevant to the post, but also then 2 of the sector that I want to target. So let's dive into a post I did earlier. This one, it's got 20,000 views. So typically, a lot of people ask me about hashtags. Should they be at the beginning? Should they be at the end? It depends. If it's relevant, certainly put them in the post. But I don't put any more than 4 hashtags. I don't think there's any point. So I would stick to 3 or 4. And in this one, because I work with quite a lot of construction industry, I typically put the sector of the target I'm looking to target. I don't put a hashtag social media because most people that follow social media are LinkedIn marketing, let's say. I don't put LinkedIn marketing because most people that follow LinkedIn marketing are people like me. So networking because the LinkedIn Breakfast Club's a network. Construction industry because that's a target market of mine. Digital marketing because it's one of the top trending hashtags on LinkedIn, and so is innovation. If I did 2 other hashtags, the post would have dramatically got different views. So 4 hashtags, the guidelines are 4 hashtags, 2 targeting the sector. For example, if you are an accountant and you're targeting, let's say, construction, don't use hashtag accounting because, again, the only people that are following that are people in finance. Use hashtag construction, hashtag building. And again, if you're in construction and you're targeting accountants, use hashtag accountant. So use the hashtag of the target market. So 2 hashtags of your relevant market plus 2 hashtags from the top trending hashtags. Now, I'm a great believer in not inventing the wheel. So good old Google, I Googled top hashtags of 2021. And I know it says 2020, but it's been updated. So thank you, credit to Mario who put this lovely blog together. But if you Google top hashtags of 2021, if you are a member of the Breakfast Club, I will share this link. But basically, I would pick 2 from the target. Now, do bear in mind, if you pick India, obviously your post is going to be going to India. And so do bear in mind that depending on who your target market is, this will influence who see it because LinkedIn will show people who follow that hashtag. So innovation I have found is quite heavily Indian based. So if you're UK based, again, if your product is to do with innovation, you might want to use it. But the kind of hashtags that I've been using, and again, for everybody's different, hashtag creativity, 25 million. Again, that's relevant to what I'm doing. It's not random. Hashtag entrepreneurship, because I work with lots of different entrepreneurs. Hashtag digital marketing. Hashtag management. I would pick, there's loads. I would pick 2 of the top ones plus 2 sectors. So that's it on hashtags. You need to try this. It makes a dramatic difference as long as you do it following the other 3 tips. So stay tuned. Don't hang up. You need to watch the other 3 tips. So moving on now to the style of posts and posting itself, which does make a difference. So hashtags, the style of post. So lots of different styles of posts on LinkedIn, as you're probably aware. Let's jump to LinkedIn now. Let's make myself smaller. So you can do a poll, which is here, a LinkedIn poll, as you've probably seen. You can do a text-only post. You can do what's called a slideshow post. So go into a moment, you can do a static image or a photo post. You can also do a story, but typically it's text-only, poll, a video, of course, photograph or image, and a slideshow. So 5 main kind of types of posts that you use. Now, what's hot and what's not? What's not hot is using a static image. Now, I do love Canva, but I think so many people have been on a training course and told, stick a Canva up and post it on LinkedIn, or stick a corporate image up and stick it on LinkedIn. It just doesn't work, to the point that LinkedIn do actually grade your type of post. The minute you post, LinkedIn will actually assess your type of post. They'll assess the content, the context, positive and negative, what style of post, the hashtags, and within the first hour or two, what engagement, which will come on to a minute. But if you use an image, and specifically a static kind of Canva type image, straight away you're going to get the lowest tier, you get the lowest grade. So what that means to you is that your post is going to be shown to the least amount of people, because contrary to belief, your post is not shown to all of your network, it's only shown to a percentage. And the style of post, hashtags and all the rest of the good stuff I'm telling you will determine if it gets shown to more. So using a static Canva image is a no-go. Just say no, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's a waste of a post, in my opinion. If you wanted to do a photo, absolutely, I think personal photos work. But what I would do, rather than doing a photo, is actually save it to a PDF, and that's classed as a slideshow post. So static images, no. Photographs, yes, but save it as a PDF. Post it, that's a slideshow post. Text only still work really well. Try and do a catching headline, of course. Polls are doing really well. This one here, what's it got? So let's see. I think it's my last poll, 62,000. Not saying you're going to get that, but again, a combination of headline, hashtags, and doing a mixture of posts will really make a difference. So right now, what's hot is using 3 different types of posts. Slideshow for me is typically the top. Overall, I get the highest views on slideshow posts, even though I do get some high ones on polls. But what I would recommend that you do is do 1 slideshow post each week, 1 poll and 1 text only. That's if you're going to post 3 times a week. I do believe that you should post a minimum of 3 times a week if you want to create a brand for your business. If you want to do additional posts, certainly feel free to do a video or whatever you do. But I think the key thing is not just the style of post, but vary them. Don't do 3 slideshows. Vary it, because again, LinkedIn want you to be uploading original content, and they want you to be uploading a variety to keep the audience on LinkedIn and engaged. So hope that makes sense. For June, for the next 4 weeks, you want to do 1 slideshow, can be 1 page. Let me show you. It's great for giving tips. This is actually a slideshow, which is a screenshot I put on a PDF, and that's got 15,000 views. It could be a slideshow, could be more than 1 page. Let's just go to one I've created, more than 1 page. Anyway, it can be 1 page or more than 1 page. So slideshow, text only, poll, top 3, try and do one of them each week. Even if you get quite low on a poll, don't worry about it. The next post you're going to do is going to help that go up, because it all goes into the general you giving varied content and you being a great member of the LinkedIn community, showing great posts. So let's move on now to the next one, which is going to be engagement is absolutely key on LinkedIn. And as I said before, LinkedIn will categorize and kind of judge your post based on the first couple of minutes you post it, decide how many people you show it to. So if you've got the right hashtags, as I said, you're using a slideshow, one of the top performing styles of posts, but you don't get any engagement in the first hour, the chances are your views are still going to be quite low. So engagement is absolutely key. And certainly if you use a photograph or a video and you don't get any engagement in the first hour, that says to LinkedIn that nobody's interested in your content, even if it's the best content ever. And your post is just going to go and die a death. And I'm sure it's happened to you, happened to me many years ago, and it's quite soul destroying because you spend ages putting yourself out there, creating good posts, and it could be an amazing post, but nobody likes in comments and the post just dies a death. Whereas in the first hour, if you've got an amazing story to share about you or your brand, you do a slideshow post because you know that's working great. You pick 2 of the top performing hashtags plus 2 relevant hashtags, and you get engagement from UK directors or UK business owners in the first hour. Let's say, for example, 10, 20. LinkedIn think, wow, this is a great post. People are responding to it. People are interested. And then they start to show it to more people. They start to show it to your first connections. And also, the more that people start to like and comment, it goes to their connections. And before you know it, presto, you've got 10 to 15,000 views or more. I kid you not. How do you do this? Well, I run the LinkedIn Breakfast Club, and I would say check it out. Really, it is the magic sauce to help your posts be seen by UK professionals or UK businesses or UK decision makers. The key thing to success on LinkedIn is visibility. You need that engagement to get you seen. So if you're in the Breakfast Club, make sure you post within the group at least 3 times a week, because otherwise your post is not going to get the visibility. And again, every time somebody likes and comments, it's taking it to their network. And that's how we all get random people occasionally messaging us and saying, I'd like to work with you. And you think, who are these people? They've been watching your content for ages. And I know from experience, most people that buy from me, I've never spoke to them. They've never engaged, but they have been following my content. It only takes one person to be the right person. So engagement is key. If you're a member, post within the group. If you're not a member, check out the Breakfast Club. You can either put in one of your team members in, or we can do it for you. So you don't need to get involved yourself. And now we're going to move on to the actual post itself, which of course is important. So what to post about? The 4th thing that is key is what you post about. Nobody wants to just hear about the products and services that you're selling. Now, I am a natural salesperson, so for me, even I have to hold myself back. But really, LinkedIn is a human-to-human platform. People buy from people, and you want to educate people about what you do. You want to give them tips. You want to show them value, and the more you show value and help people, the more they will come to you and offer you money to pay for your products and services. So before you go in with a heavy sale, think about what tips, how can you support people? How can you build a tribe of the right kind of people? How can you attract people with the information you're giving? So, give away a little bit of expertise, showcase who you are and what you do, certainly, but also give a bit of insight into your journey, a day in the life of what happens in your job, some customer stories. Talk about, your past, what makes you, what makes you different, because people buy from people. So don't just do very business-focused posts. Try to mix it up. And the weekend is a great time to do a bit more lighthearted, something you're passionate about, because there's more to all of us than just business. So give people a bit of insight into who you are and what you do. And if you're not comfortable about that and you want to just do business posts from your company page, talk to me about that, because we can do that. However, this is all about growing your personal brand on LinkedIn, which also links to your company brand. So if you want to do that and get people to know who you are and attract following to you, you need to let them in a little bit. And, I'm not that comfortable doing that either. Now, whether that's in video or whether it's actually telling a story, stories work so well on social media. Stories about, how you got into what you're doing. Stories about what you love about what you're doing. Stories about what happened with a customer. Gary Vee is somebody I love following on LinkedIn. And, just talk about what's happening in your life in terms of whether that's work. Everything kind of rolls into one. So it could be anything to do with your education, current job, what you're excited about. try and give people a different flavor, a variety, because of the algorithm, if you just post buy my stuff, LinkedIn will mark that as spam and they won't show it to all those people. So yeah, I'm not saying never do a sales post because I am all about sales, but try and limit it to no more than once a week. And in terms of links, external web links, I get asked this all the time. I wouldn't put an external link as in your website in every post. And especially if you do a text only post, if you put a URL, that's going to then show the picture of your website. So if it's like a slideshow post or some other kind of post, I might put my Calendly link or link to my website or a sign up form. Otherwise, refrain from the link. Make sure your LinkedIn profile jumps out about what you are and how to contact you. Do good content to attract people to follow you. It does take time. Educate people, slowly get to know them. The people will come, if you say, as they say, if you show good content. And, don't try and sell. It's not all about sales, and the sales will come. So that's it really on the topics. And try and make it easy for yourself. Think about Monday, I'm going to write about being a mom, working mom. Tuesday, I'm going to write about, customer stories. Wednesday, I'm going to write about challenges of the month. Friday, I'm going to write about something fun. So, make a schedule, make it easy, something that works for you. Ask your colleagues, ask your teammates, if you work on your own, just put together a schedule. So now we're going to talk about connections, which is the last piece of the puzzle. Connections are essential also. So this is the fifth piece of the puzzle. Who you are connected to and where they are connected to, of course, will influence your views and who sees your posts. Having engagement, people liking and commenting will certainly help take your post to different people. And again, that engagement, if you're targeting the UK market, you want people engaging in your post from the UK market as well, because the chances are their networks will be in the UK. So building your network is something you need to do on a weekly basis. Now, LinkedIn has recently limited the number of connections to, for most people, it's 400 connections a month. So you need to take advantage of that. So that's 100 invites per week. And by doing that, if you're quite targeted in terms of, you can search by job title, by location, by industry sector. So I would kind of push everybody to really make the effort to do that. And what that does is really help, again, direct your post to the right kind of people, because the first set of people that see your post is your first connection. And with the engagement, with the right style of post, with the great hashtags, obviously new people will see it. But what it's going to do is keep making sure that lots of people in your first connection see it. So connecting every week with your target market is essential. Now, roughly, depending on who you're targeting, it's about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 that accept that invite. So if you send out 400 invites every month, you probably get about 100 people. But again, if that's 100 people of the right people, that's worth doing. And if anybody doesn't have time to do it, I actually offer services where I will connect for you and then send a follow-up message thanking them for connecting. And, whether that's providing a link to your website or a video, something like that. But that means every month you can guarantee you're going to get that 400 invites sent, and also with a follow-up message to any new connections. So if anybody wants to talk to me about that, drop me a message. You can certainly do it yourself, but by doing it with me, obviously guarantee get it done. But either way, I would certainly recommend that you do that, because you're constantly getting new people into your LinkedIn feed. And if you follow all these things, that's the hashtags, the style of post, the engagement, the topics, and the connections, you're going to give yourself the best opportunity to get the best traction on LinkedIn. My name is Maureen Kane. I'm the founder of LinkedIn Breakfast Club and branding agency at LinkedIn Marketing Agency. I look forward to seeing your content on LinkedIn and engaging with you. Thank you so much for watching, and please do subscribe to get updates on future videos.